night before Christmas to be good.
And in 3, 2, 1, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 35 of the Prehistoric podcast, part 11 in our 12 podcasts at Christmas. We are 2 away, technically, I guess, but by the end, we'll be 1 away. I'm Francois Nation.
I'm Andrew Sorsdahl.
I am former U.S. President Rutherford B. Hayes.
Oh, I like that.
Today on the episode of the podcast, we're doing a special edition high-angle podcast, so we can really get the full effect of Francois.
Because he is, quote, the reason people watch this podcast. So
Every person who watches this podcast has messaged me directly and said, if it wasn't for you, this would be total trash. And I'm just quoting these people. Every single person you could think of that watches this podcast, every single one of them has texted me personally.
I'm going to give a big, totally secret shout-out that I'm never going to tell you about to the person who contacted me regarding Francois's conduct on the podcast. I totally agree with you. Something that we probably can't fix, but no, I totally agree.
I mean, if the last...
You know who you are, and you know why you contacted me regarding Francois's conduct.
Is it episode 6 and 7 that Francois displays his rampant alcoholism?
Have another drink, Andy. You couldn't get that sentence out.
I was trying to mimic Francois'. Is it episode?
No, but then
4?
after that,
You show me a single piece of film evidence in where I'm drinking. You show me one piece of film. I've never drank, and I have no idea what you're talking about.
Cheers.
pounds the whole beer. Yep. Oh no,
It's too cold.
is it cold?
Oh,
You would have said that before I started. I could have probably went for it, but
Um,
wasn't in the right mindset.
so, do we need to finish anything up from the last episode?
Just talking about Canada. Fuck you, Seth Rogen.
That's ultimately the takeaway. Fuck you, Seth
Fuck you,
Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
We love you, but fuck you.
Fuck off.
Eugene
Levy also. Fuck you.
That new Seth
Schitt's
Rogen
Creek or
movie.
something. Seth Rogen. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh fuck!
The night before.
Who did I see that with?
Is Eugene Levy's dad in the movie? Because that would be awesome.
Eugene Levy's father?
No, is Seth Rogen is Eugene Levy's son?
No. I thought you said is Eugene Levy's dad, and it's like, who the fuck is Eugene Levy's dad?
Gordon Levy.
That'd be very funny if that was his name. No, but that new movie they released, what's it called, Night Before?
Yeah,
The night before. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Pretty fucking funny. It was
Yeah, you
very
said
much.
that.
It was very much in the vein of like.
A Harold and Kumar Christmas
No.
kind of thing. I heard it's very much.
It was It was like very much
Oh.
in that vein. This
I
is
don't
the
really
end.
like
This is the end?
that.
Oh.
So-
And the ending is like equally as ridiculous as the ending, and this is the end, which I really liked. Michael Shannon. Michael Shannon's in that movie. He is the best part of that movie, hands down. He is so fucking good in that movie. You would love his character. He's very.
I'll
very
have
good.
to. I've been meaning to watch it actually. Speaking of watching movies, Francois, you found this gem. Why don't we talk about the special thing we got going on this podcast?
So, just to preamble quickly, Francois, he had all those drinks and stuff. So he won 2 prizes. The first of all, he's being put in a pizza draw.
A draw for a pizza. Just a draw.
And
for a pizza
secondly, he
prize.
got to pick what we do in the 11th podcast, and he has chosen to watch.
Okay, so one thing we talked about actually last 12 podcasts of Christmas that we thought might be fun is to watch a Christmas movie and then do some commentary on it. And we were when we were initially talking about it, we were initially talking about like Christmas Vacation and like Elf and like all those things. And of course, if you know anything about copyright law, you can't actually like broadcast a movie that you don't own the rights to. But because we have,
And this is also more our style.
yeah, it's true. But because movies and music and everything else goes into the public domain after a while, we found a nice spirited Christmas movie that is now in the public domain, came out in 1964, called Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. So, for your enjoyment today, we will be watching Santa Claus Conquers the Martians and providing commentary on it.
So it should appear on the screen as soon as it starts.
So
playing.
as soon as it starts playing, we'll be in a little box somewhere.
Are we in the box? Yeah, we'll be in the box.
We'll be in the box, and the movie will be the main thing.
So
Yeah,
down
so
there,
Down somewhere
look at the
there.
movie over there.
So
Wait.
you get to sit back and enjoy Santa Claus Conquers the Martians with us.
Yeah.
You get to watch a movie with the Prehistoric Productions.
You should be excited.
Oh,
Oh, I already fucked up.
Mac Attack. She's already shutting down.
No, I just...
New OS or what? It's not good.
So, I mean, I feel like for sure we got to bring up these graphics first of all. Like...
It's not, it is from 1964.
It's true. But it's like, I look at this, it's like, it's incredible that they even did shit like this. I mean, this, like, even, like, doing that little Santa Claus thing, that would have been an extraordinary amount of effort on
It would have
whoever's...
taken months. Like, every frame, like, this frame took months. John calls Santa Claus.
Like, doing that shit? How'd you even fucking... I don't know.
That's impressive for the time.
It's like, that was probably, like, pieces of actual
Glenville.
paper between, like, glass, and then they were actually, like, sliding it along the glass and, like, filming it.
The screenplay is by a man with the first name Glenville.
That's how the 60s were,
He-
though. Everything was
Glenville.
Glenville.
They had the name of a township.
You can really tell when it's a practical title slate because, like, things move really organically. Like, the papers are, like, doing this.
Yeah.
But this is from the era when they actually needed to, like...
Oh, and also, like, when did
film.
we stop credits before movies? Like, when
Well,
did that change?
this isn't... These aren't even full credits.
No.
When did we stop doing pre-roll credits?
I don't know. It would have been. It would have been.
Like, there's not,
It would have
like,
been in the
director.
'70s and stuff. Yeah, like now we have like direct by and like produced by and the lead actors sometimes.
Is that something that Quentin Tarantino does then? Because he does a pre-credit roll, kind of.
Well, his isn't like this.
No, it's
but
like-
it does. He's got a couple.
Does the important credits, I would
I
say.
mean, fuck. It's like back in the '40s and I think the '50s, they would play the entire soundtrack to a film before the picture rolled. It's like I watched a
At this
version of
time,
King Kong,
Station KID
in which I
TV
listened to the entire
brings you the
soundtrack before I
special
watched the movie.
event of
And
the
it was
year,
like I had no idea.
a
what it was.
first in television history. At this very moment,
So,
KID
even in the
TV has
60s,
standing by
before
a
YouTube,
television
people were
crew
better at
at
filming
Santa
TVs
Claus
than we are now,
Workshop.
apparently. Because
And in
now,
just a few seconds,
okay, here's
our
a
special
fucking biggest pet peeve
correspondent,
of mine. If
Andy
you go on our
Anderson,
YouTube channel,
will
you will
bring you
find
a
a global
person-to-person
TV
interview
show featuring
with
Lady
Santa
Birds.
Claus himself direct
Francois and I
from the
woke up
North Pole.
early, just put the
Where at
camera in the
moment,
fucking tripod,
temperature
plugged the
is
audio equipment
91
directly
degrees
in, and
below
recorded the audio. I know not everybody
Took
has
us
that capability.
took us all of 6 months.
But, like, you could just put a chair with a stack of books
Andy
and
Henderson
achieve
at
the
the
same
North
thing as
Pole.
a tripod.
Hi, kid. This is Andy Henderson at the North Pole. Ooh,
Okay,
it's
so my question
cold
being,
up here.
why is every YouTube, it's like
From
Family
this
Guy,
spot,
Peter
there's
Joe,
only
it's
one
like
direction you can go.
the only people
and
who their
that's
TVs
south.
apparently have horrible Parkinson's because the fucking
Living up
camera's
here
here.
is
And then I was
pretty
like,
rough. I don't see
Load
a
it,
stand of
man,
stands. Since we've been here,
It's like
we've
we
had
all have
nothing
camera
but
phones now, but
frozen
people
food.
go out and they
At
seek
least
out
that's the way it is
their
by the
digital
time we
cameras
get
from
it.
like 1999 and 2000
And
to
now,
film their
let's take a
televisions.
look-see
And it's like
into
they make
Santa's
sure that they hold it in
workshop.
between their feet, and then they do this.
like, why can't people just, like, don't put it on there? Like, I used to go on YouTube and, like, people had that shit. It's like,
They're filming midgets.
Hello again.
They're fucking midgets.
oh, and friends
Boys
and I
and
are
girls,
watching
it's
Star
just
Wars
weeks before Christmas, and
commentary.
Santa and his
George
helpers are
Lucas
working
calls them
overtime to
fucking
make
big
sure that there's
dwarves.
enough toys
Yeah, he says like
for the
couple
kids
words. Yeah, he says
all over
dwarves
the
first, then he
world.
says I can't remember.
Santa's a
Little
pretty
people.
busy man, but I'm sure he'd like to say a few words to you kids.
This is fucking creepy.
Hello,
wow,
Santa.
Oh, hello, son. Oh,
It's Santa smoked in the
hello,
60s.
boys and girls. Hey, oh, it's Andy.
He looks
You
very much
caught
like
me at
Santa.
a very busy time.
Well,
Like-
do you think you'll be ready by Christmas
Santa's
Eve?
immortal.
Well, we've
correct?
never disappointed the kids yet.
What is he aged, but then he...
The
Tell me,
idea is
it
that when
true
you
that
be
this
like
year
a wild legends
there's
that
a
season,
rumor
when you
that you're
become a
going to
saint,
use a rocket sled?
become immortalized to the age you are when you
We're
are a
going
saint.
out the good old-fashioned
became a
way
saint
with
for
my
his deeds when he was
reindeer,
older.
Prancer and
He
Dancer
and his
and
family
Thunder and
become
Blitz
immortal.
and
According to the
and
movie Fred
Blitzen
Claus.
and Nixon.
I mean, there's different
Nixon,
stories.
all
I
that,
mean, with
I always
Santa Claus is coming to
on it,
town.
I get those names mixed up, but the kids know their
Elf
names.
just finds his baby on
Ah,
the door.
there you are. We have so much to do, and you stand here dawdling, talking to this visitor.
I remember
Mr. Anderson,
my little sister had a
this
cartoon
is
that was
Mrs.
about like, the
Claus.
origin of Santa Claus.
We're
and it
dear,
was
I
like-
hope he has
we're
a
on
glass of whiskey
television.
this morning,
How do
because
you
that's,
do,
like,
Mr.
so nice.
Anderson? Now, I want you to
And in
go
this
and finish painting
movie,
those
it was like
horses.
about this guy who was raised
Television?
in a forest with
Did
his
you
two
say we were
parents,
on
and they loved
television?
him, and like he was raised,
Oh,
but he was like pretty poor, and then it's like
why didn't
he
you tell me?
rose
Oh,
through the
my
ranks.
hair's
It's like he
a
made
mess.
something of himself, and he bought this wooden
Hello
workshop and
there.
made wooden toys for the children in his town.
But then only like rich kids can have the toys, and then
Well, no, he gave them like away to some kids, and it's like
Okay.
he was very selfless, and like he did this his entire life, and like barely had anything for himself. And then when he got really old, yeah, I think it was like some fairies like, hey, ding,
How's it
be a
going,
fucking-
Winky?
you're gonna be a
Everything
guy.
is A-okay,
You're
Santa.
gonna be the guy.
Good man. Winky is in charge of our space department.
Ah,
Now here
Is this pre
is the latest toy rocket. It runs on
no,
a real
they haven't
rocket
made it
fuel.
sound.
Really? I've been wondering,
Yeah,
what is this strange little creature
Well,
over
probably
here?
Darth Vader. This is a
Oh,
preamble to Darth
Winky
Vader.
made that. That's his idea of a Martian.
A Martian? Wowie wow, I'd hate to meet a creature like that on a
Wowie
dark
wow.
night.
Go to
I
hell.
wonder if there really are people on Mars.
Well, who knows?
Well, if there are, I hope they have someone like you up there, Santa, to bring joy and good cheer to all the Martian children.
Oh, Mr. Anders. Oh, keep going, Winky. Christmas Eve is coming soon. Now, Mr. Anderson, I want to show you some
Like
more.
Martians wore capes.
Drapo!
So these are the Martians.
Drapo,
We're on
you
Xenorx.
lazy good-for-nothing, where are you? Drapo.
That one chair
Papa,
kind of
wake
looks
up.
like a modern
Wake
contemporary
up.
chair.
100%.
Look at
No,
the terrible, like, just a tube coming from the fucking helmet.
That's one. What's he doing?
Oh, his skin's kind of
It's a
red,
tickle
too.
ray.
Tickle Ray.
That's not
Stand
creepy.
up.
No, fucking. When a Space
Stand up.
Odyssey came out,
Stand up.
Kubrick had like the world's best conceptual
Drapo,
furniture designers
You were
like,
the laziest
designed
man
these
on
futuristic
Mars.
chairs for
Why
the
are
movie.
you sleeping
And
during
then
working
after
hours?
the movie
wasn't
came out,
sleepy,
he
Chief.
burned every
It's
single
just
set
that I haven't
piece. He
been
had
able
every
to
set
sleep
piece
these last few
burned
nights.
so that no one
I
would sell it,
forgot
and like
how.
no one
So I was just
like no one would have the
practicing.
designs, and he had all the blueprints burned and stuff, so that his futuristic
suggest
chairs
you
like
practice
wouldn't
doing your
appear in
work.
the next few years. Like,
Yeah.
they
Where's
would always
Lady
be
Momar?
futuristic.
Oh, she went to the food pill
Well,
center to get some new food pills.
Obviously not, but
The children haven't been
I'm gonna
eating
keep that
well.
illusion
No
for a while.
appetite at all.
Look at these two.
It's no wonder. They sit in front of the video set all day watching those ridiculous Earth programs. It
Programs.
confuses them.
Programs.
Where
That's how
are
we
they?
talk. We're getting very sexy
Oh.
on the podcast.
And they're watching Earth programs.
they're video sets.
Z-Borp.
He's like, you're the laziest person on Mars. You sit there watching Earth programs.
They have,
Say,
like,
Santa, what have we here?
These are new dolls. Now, this little doll.
So I'm
walks,
confused. Are they
talks,
Martians or are they
flies, and
ethnic
she even
minorities?
sings.
They're Martians.
Visible
Almost like a
minorities?
real live little
I feel like
girl.
it's a euphemism
That
for
she is,
Mexicans.
sir. That she is.
Could be wrong.
All she needs is tender,
Norwegian
loving
Mexicans.
care.
Mama,
Why is that one
Or
so much
Icelandic
drastically
American.
darker?
I don't
than
know,
that?
Grandma.
Why do they speak
What
English?
is tender loving care? I
Like,
don't know
his
either.
hair's
Well,
popping
Mom,
out like that's lazy.
Gemma.
Fucking tuck his hair back into his thing.
I told you not to watch those silly Earth programs.
Program.
Now go to sleep.
Must we go to sleep now, Father?
Okay, like, you want to go to sleep?
I
It's
want to
so
see
bright
Santa
in
Claus
there.
some more.
It's like they're aliens, not goddamn
No,
a
go
thing.
to sleep.
Is that thing a bed? Is that a like what is that? Is that a table?
That's a bed. It's like a hammock. No?
Oh, it looks hard, like hard plastic. Oh, it is
Apparently,
uncomfortable.
Martians don't like comfort.
Oh, it looks like they get a little spritz of something and then they fall asleep.
Oh, yeah, you might be right.
Oh,
Hello, Droppo.
hot
I
alien
see you're
woman. Here we
keeping
go.
Oh, I've been working
Anal.
very hard
Cue
lately,
the Captain
Omar.
Kirk
I've been
fucking.
vacuuming the
Anal
room.
Express. Here
Imagine if this was like a
Is the
fucking
master
porn.
here?
No
Listen
idea.
there. And
I
Kemar's really
really
hungry.
good.
we need to
Tina,
watch
I
this.
bought some new food pills. I hope the children will eat these. We have
We couldn't
hamburger,
put it on YouTube, but
buttered asparagus,
Like we should take the time to
Mashed
like blur
potatoes.
everything out.
and a special treat
Good
for
enough.
them.
That you can
Chocolate
put
layer cake
Oh, so
pills.
on
it'd be like-
YouTube.
Momar,
do like Japanese
I'm
stuff.
worried about our children.
Also, like, if you just
So am
read
I.
a
They've hardly
podcast,
eaten
like,
nothing in 3 days.
It goes deeper than that.
not mastectomy.
They're
what do you
behaving
call
strangely.
fucking
They
when
appear to
get
be
their
troubled.
tits
They don't
checked?
care to sleep.
Oh yeah, it's
What do you
true.
broads do?
I
for
had
Mammogram.
tits
to
check?
spray on them
Mammogram.
again.
That shit, like, there's tits on
I
there.
mentioned this
Oh,
to
it's
my
Self- well, it
council
would be
chiefs
self-
today, and I learned it's the
self-exam,
same with
self-breast
children
exam.
all around the planet in every district.
like that.
Something
If it's
is
if
happening
it's
to
scientific,
the
like you can show like
children of Mars.
really hot models getting
Kima.
their tits checked.
As leader of the Martians, you
Live
must
tweet
do
if you like
something
getting your
about
tits
it.
checked. Swayed.
That's the other thing that's exciting. Next episode,
Why don't
we will
you
be
go to
putting
the
to bed the
forest
rumor,
and see Chochim, the ancient one.
because that's what it is.
He'll
It's
know
a,
what
it's a
to do.
slanderous
He's
little
never
rumor that you
failed
guys
you.
have that I said
You
live
speak
tweet.
wisely. I will go.
We will. We'll see. Let's enjoy the movie.
Attention, Council Chiefs. Please report.
Lomas reporting.
Ricknow reporting.
Hargo here.
Boldar?
Hold on.
Boldar, please report.
Report.
Boldar reporting.
Gentlemen of the Council, we will meet immediately at Chochim's chair in Thunder Forest.
What's wrong now, Kima?
I don't know, Voldar, but I mean to find out.
I love the overacting.
We burp. Let's just start watching. Let's just go out the podcast.
Prehistoric podcast.
Just watch an hour.
It's not a bad idea.
Just a little mini.
Just watch it too. Just like.
just a little mini circle jerk because we're watching.
we don't
No, it's like we just.
Just watch poker. Like, the way it was.
It's like the Friends episode where they have more on the TV 24 hours, and it's like,
Where's Kima?
fuck, do I love it? That like, because
What's this all about?
it's not just one
We'll
episode.
find
It
out when
goes on
Kima
for like
arrives.
2 or 3 episodes. Isn't
We
it?
are probably going to seek the
No,
advice
it's like
of
there's one part where it's like they go and they watch
What
this
does
like
Kima
normal
think
movie,
we are?
and they come back to the
Kindergarten
apartment,
class?
like, man, the movie was like
Can we
bullshit.
make our
It's
own
like,
decisions?
fuck, it's like
Must we always come
he
forward
delivered
to
that
that
pizza and like
duckling old man?
he never
Children
fucked
is
her. Like that doesn't
800
make any
years
sense.
old.
It's like
You can't
they're so
dismiss the wisdom of
desensitized to
centuries.
porn.
I can.
Gentlemen, thank you for coming.
Coming. This is definitely a porn. When did cum become a word for semen?
Chochim,
You
are
should
you
look up the
here?
origin of that word, actually.
Ancient one of Mars,
pretty good
I
stats, I
call
gotta
upon
say.
you. Chochim, it is I, Kima, and the Council Chiefs. We need you, Chochim.
My Connor video's 1840.
Whoa!
Bulldogs coming down the ice.
Fuck is you cute kids.
Watch Connor's big game if you haven't. Origin.
There's a Mars wizard.
You called me Kima.
Jeez.
We need your advice, Chochim.
Chochim.
Something is wrong with
It's
our
a Latin
children.
word.
They eat not, they sleep not. Their only interest is watching meaningless
Apparently
Earth
a very
programs on the
sexual
video.
sense of
F
cum.
programs. What's that?
What time of year is it now?
This old man is
It is the
crazy.
middle of September.
No,
They use
no,
October.
not here. I mean on Earth. Ah, yes. It is early December on Earth,
1920s.
close to the time of
Oh, the sexual
Christmas.
cum has no connection with the Latin word cum. The
That
preposition meaning with
explains
or
it.
together with.
What
This man
a
is
Christmas?
terrifying.
Also,
It is an
they're Martians,
occasion
but they use the same names for
of
months
great
and they
joy
Everything.
same calendar.
and peace
Yeah,
on
they're
the
pretty
planet
lazy with
Earth.
their science fiction here.
And for
I
children,
suppose what can you expect with Santa Claus
there's
conquers
also
the
a time of
Martians?
anticipation
This man is
as they
scary.
await the arrival of
So it does not come from the original term cum bloodbath.
his gifts.
Bah. What nonsense.
The original
What
Latin
has
term,
this
I
to
guess,
do
the
with
long
our
term was
children, ancient
Slumber
one?
party cum
We have
bloodbath.
no children on
Was the
Mars.
original Latin term, but that's not where the
They
word comes
have
from.
children's bodies, but with adult minds. They do not have a childhood. I've seen this coming for centuries. They are born. Our electronic teaching machines are attached to
Always
their
a porn
brains
first.
while they are in their cradles. Information
movie
is
in
fed
1960.
into their minds in a constant stream.
65. Walking in a meadow of green.
And by the time they can walk, they are adults. They've never played. They've never learned to have fun. And now they are rebelling.
What do you advise?
The children must be allowed to be children again.
That's because it's
must
fucking
learn
awful.
to
Actually, it
play.
reminds me of Tim from.
He's
They
terrifying.
must
From,
learn what
Monty
it
Python
means
Quest
to
for the
have
Grail.
fun.
Tim's fucking great.
We need a Santa Claus on Mars.
It What's the word? Shut up. What's the word?
I hope we watched the movie.
Cunt.
Just saying, I want to hear what this guy's saying. Hey, you're missing all the fucking details.
I'm catching.
So thus far, we've established Santa Claus is real. A reporter went to the North Pole, fucking talked to Santa Claus for a while. Santa Claus showed up, fucking, he's like, oh, this is what Martians look like.
Santa Claus on Mars?
So, and then the kids on
Well,
Mars
we
are
get
watching
it,
all the Earth
Santa
programs,
Claus.
and
There's only one
they're not
Santa
sleeping,
Claus,
and
and
they're
he's
not
in
doing
it.
their work or whatever, and they're not playing.
But the kids need to be able to.
Well, I guess that
Yeah,
takes
so
care
this
of
old
that.
wizard saying we gotta
Didn't I
do
tell you it
something.
was a foolish idea to seek advice from that old man?
This is a serious matter, Voldar, and desperate problems require desperate deeds. Earth has had Santa Claus long enough. We will bring him to Mars.
I'm against it. Our children are fine the way they are.
So
I don't
he
want
wants
any
to bring
Santa Claus
to
bringing them
Mars.
toys
That's the
and
whole
games.
premise.
Yeah,
They'll start
try
playing and laughing
try
and running
get the
underfoot.
kids happy.
They'll become a nuisance.
I've made my decision.
Fucking asshole.
We leave for Earth tonight. Rigna, Lomos,
I'm Brad.
prepare spaceship number 1.
That's what
You could feel much better if you unplugged from your phone for just a moment. It's sad and pathetic.
So is this rocking going?
At least you know. Yes. We leave for Earth right away, and then
That was a very long stream of fire.
That's
Keith's plasma.
fire looked like that in the '60s, indeed.
That ship is.
What is with the fucking toe bed? That reminds me of that kid in high school that had the brain juice that drained into his stomach.
What?
We had a kid in our school. He had like this,
for a while,
Approaching
because he had brain
projected Earth
surgery.
orbit.
and he had like this chemical or like this fluid that built up in his
Fire.
brain.
Portside
So they
rockets number
installed a
1 and
tube
number
to drain
2.
it directly into his stomach.
Portside rocket.
Yeah, I think I
number
have
1
that.
and number 2.
Fluid in my head.
Like
Fire.
his brain juice was, they had to drain it into his stomach.
Entering Earth
Imagine, like your
orbit.
So
brain.
he was digesting his
All
own
right,
brain
Voldar,
juice.
now to find Santa Claus.
He
Turn
was-
on your
he
magnascope
was
to third power.
self-cannibalizing. Technically. Or is eating yourself cannibalism?
Yeah, auto cat.
Went over a city of some kind.
There's only 2 types of cannibals. There's
So
exo-cannibals
that's
who eat
what
their
the Earth
enemies,
people call a city.
and
eh?
endo-cannibals who eat
How
members
primitive.
of their own.
Look at all those buildings
Tribe.
above ground.
Indo auto cat.
Why, we could destroy
Cannibal
that
would be
city
like
with one blast of our
exo-
Q-ray.
We've not come here to destroy
Well, he doesn't view
anyone.
himself as a
Our only
cannibal. He views
purpose is to
himself
bring
as
Santa Claus back to Mars.
better than everyone else, therefore.
Turn
Oh,
to
he's
fifth
called
power.
for cannibal.
Why does he?
See if we can locate Santa Claus.
Because he's fucked and he wants to taste human flesh.
He wears a red suit,
And he also views him as less.
trimmed with white fur, and he has a
Okay,
long white
Francois, what's your
beard.
favorite food?
But there are millions of people down there.
I do like
It's like
soup
looking for a
that's
speck
not
of
wrong,
space
but-
dust
no,
in
I
a
would
comet's
taste my
tail.
Turkey dinner.
Wait
I
a minute.
love turkey
I
dinner.
see him.
I do.
I see
That
Santa
might
Claus.
be my favorite food.
So if there was a moral,
I also love
something
like
very
breakfast food. I love like.
morally
I see him too.
disgusting.
He's
and
standing on the
depraved
corner
about
ringing a
eating
bell.
Turkey dinner.
No,
would
he's
still
not.
do it.
He's standing near the
I
entrance of a
can't
large
do it.
building next to a large
If
dark
it
kettle.
was like
He's standing on the
Blah, blah,
corner,
blah.
Kima. He's...
It was
Wait a
like
minute.
I would probably.
I
try
see
to
another
find
one.
this food, I guess.
Well, there are hundreds of Santa Clauses down there.
I'm gonna bring
No,
that
I
back.
don't.
That'd probably even make it better.
Just one.
Yeah, it would make it
And
taste
with
way
so
better,
many,
wouldn't it?
they
Like
won't
if it was
miss
bad
one.
illegal. Like, fuck man,
Prepare for
I don't
landing
know.
on next orbit.
We interrupt our
I
program with a
I
special
don't
bulletin.
think that
An unidentified
eating
object
weird,
has been
like,
spotted in orbit around
people
the
is
Earth.
that fucked.
The
I don't
Soviet
think it is.
Union
It's
denies
like I
it has launched any new space
like those
satellite.
people that
Our
flew
radar
into the
stations
Andes
are
or whatever,
tracking
and
the
they let
spaceship,
rugby
or
team
whatever
run
it
it.
is.
What's that what called?
The U.S. Air Force has alerted all defense commands and
Yeah,
retaliatory
there's a
units.
famous
Stay
book
tuned for
about it.
further
It makes
bulletins.
you go crazy.
That's like if it's over very if you eat human flesh all the time.
Well, it's also only if you eat the brain.
Alright.
Mad cow disease isn't just from eating the flesh, it's because they ate the brain. I believe.
So standard cannibalism is making crazy.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't know. I know that there is like a sickness you can get, and yes, like a mental disease you can get from eating. But it's like fuck. It's like maybe like a monkey. Like chimps probably taste kind of like weed. I'd imagine a little bit. I don't know. More gamey probably. I don't know.
More game, they have more fat.
I don't think I could eat a. I don't think I could eat a people.
I can eat a chip. I can eat a people. Like I'm not gonna lie. It's like if I was in a plane,
Turn on the radar.
crashed the Andes, and it was like we need to eat people to survive. Like this is so morally like questionable. I'd be
Check
like
the radar box.
I am voting yep on the eating
Radar
people.
shield functioning.
Yep.
What was wrong, Rigna?
I don't know if I can eat a person.
slight case of Droppo.
How do we watch movies with
What are
Santa
you doing here,
versus
Droppo?
democracy?
I went to launching pad.
I actually think I had the cannibalism. I had a like I talked to my dad about cannibalism. Like me and him had
I
like
may
a
leave you there
like
in
we
place of Santa
were like
Claus.
talking
Now
about
get below.
cannibalism.
I'll deal with you later.
Well, no, my dad thought it was fun. and it's like we're kind of talking about like
Oh,
what situation.
we're having issues on the spaceship.
Well, those things have like wooden handles.
Prepare to land.
Andrew, could you eat a
We'll set
people?
down in that
Can
field
I
near
eat
the
a
lake.
people? If it was like a life or death situation, like me or them, if I eat them, I survive. Absolutely.
Rotor rockets number 1 and 2.
See, like, and I'm not talking about like murdering and then eating a person. I'm talking about like
trouble over
in that
little
movie,
man
like
in
people
a
die,
red suit.
and then it's like, well, we have to eat their bodies because it's the only way we're gonna
Here is another UFO bulletin. The Defense Department has just announced.
my whole thing is I just kind of wanted to
has
taste
suddenly disappeared from our
What?
radar
There's that
screen.
episode of
They believe
Always
the
Sunny
object is either
where
disintegrated in
fucking
space,
Well,
Dee
Frank
has-
says, well,
maybe a
they start
spaceship
eating all
from some
Frank's
other
meat,
planet
and then he
which
puts
has
it,
the
like
ability
he
to
locks the fridge and
nullify
he
our
puts one
radar
piece of
beam.
meat out.
Because
and
of
they
the
eat
ominous
it. And then he
situation,
tells them
the
it was
president
human
has
meat.
ordered the
And
strategic
they like
air
it,
command
and they
into
like it, and they
action.
think that they get the hunger, but it turns out that it's just because like Charlie's like it's the hunger.
Oh, it's
If you don't-
Charlie and D, yeah.
If you don't eat people, then you could die from the hunger. We have to eat it again. They try all these different meats, trying to test
They
if
like
it is.
get like a homeless man.
Well, they go to the morgue first with the hot plate.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, I'll give you the same deal I give everyone else. $50, you get 15 minutes alone with the dead guy, do whatever you want. And he's like, that's fucked. And he's like, fuck you. You're the ones going. I've never seen a couple go in there and bag a stick.
This is awesome. Look at this. They have fucking footage of jets. They're gonna intercept the spaceship. This is awesome.
Oh, B-roll.
Like this is back when they were firebombing Vietnam.
That's true. Yeah, anyways, and they find that homeless guy.
Yeah.
And they're gonna eat him, fatten him up, and eat him. And he's like, no, like you probably are sick because that was raccoon meat. It's laced, it's like rancid with parasites.
Oh yeah. We have the hundred. Really cool. This is a lot of stock shots. In this
Go fill out that time somehow.
Like, are they gonna blow the Martians out of the sky? Does Santa Claus ever factor in again, or is it just gonna be like a World War type situation?
I think
Retro rockets 5 and 6.
I think Santa Claus is coming back. It would be called Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
They used to fuck up on titling movies all the time. Back in the day.
I guess.
It's like I actually watched this thing about how they fucked up
Lower
Godzilla
landing
titles
legs.
throughout the years in America, and there's just one Godzilla movie that they called King Kong, like versus the sea monster, and King Kong's not in the film, and it's like Godzilla versus like another land. Like there's no sea monster, and King Kong's not in the film either. They call it King Kong versus the sea monster.
Landing legs lowered. Attention, crew. This is Kimar. When we've landed, Rigna, Voldar, and I will lead the ship to investigate. Hargo, Lomas, and Dropo will stay on board on constant alert for
One of my
immediate
favorite
blast
things
off.
like that is like in China, or Hong Kong, I think, when they were, I'm not sure if it's still there, when they were part of the British Empire, they were required to have all those like Hong Kong movies were required to have English subtitles. And there's a whole thing about like terribly translated Hong Kong, like Chinese or Cantonese subtitles. So it's like they just like they pay like nothing to have them translated just so it's legally there. And it's like just I have to find them. They're so bad.
Like their English subtitles?
They're English
These
subtitles
kids are
too.
listening on the radio here. So what's going on?
Billy, what does a Martian look like? I
Also,
don't
the
know.
government is warning
Nobody's
the
ever
children
seen one.
of the Earth that the
I
Martians
don't
are.
Watching
believe
every
there are
morning,
any
everybody.
Martians. You don't, huh? What would you do if a Martian walked right up behind you? Hi, green.
This is a very brown.
Oh, stop, man. Betty, I'm trying to sleep. I see a Martian.
That was very on the nose.
You're imagining.
Kid's like, what would you do if you saw a Martian behind you? I'd scream. She sees a Martian.
Who are you?
We're from Mars. Don't be afraid. We have children just like you on Mars.
Pointing a gun at them. Don't be afraid, children.
Sticking out of your
My,
head?
the
Those
big,
are our antennae.
Are you a television set?
The kids in this film are
Stupid
obsessed
question.
with television sets.
when did television stop
Is this
being
what you want to
set
do to our
and being
children on
like
Mars?
television?
I'm gonna
Turn
say
them into
the 90s.
nincompoops like these?
Hold your tongue,
Maybe like the
Voldar.
late 80s, early 90s.
What's your name, little boy?
Billy. Billy Foster.
Like when
sir.
MTV really became
And this is my sister Betty.
TV.
Perhaps you can help us, Billy. We're looking for one of your Santa Clauses.
There's only one Santa Claus.
We've seen many of them in your cities.
Oh, those are his helpers. There's only one real Santa Claus, and he's in his workshop up at the North Pole.
That's
How
what we
old is that
came here
kid
to
now?
find
Like
out.
55
Let's go.
or 60.
Come on, you two.
Let me go! Where are you taking us?
Leave them alone, Voldar.
And leave them here to inform the authorities?
He's right, Keema. We better take them along with us to the
Why is
North
it this movie
Pole.
came out in 64?
Yeah, it's like 10.
I think this movie came
Very well.
out the year,
Come
either
along.
the year
60
after or the
something.
year my father was born.
This morning, 2 children disappeared mysteriously from the vicinity of Welch Lake. The police have found no clues, and it seems as though Billy and Betty Foster have simply vanished into thin air. This appears to be a day when everything is vanishing into thin air. Local police are continuing their search for the missing children. The armed forces are continuing their search for the mysterious object from space.
The U.S. government's keeping these airplanes. This is fun.
Man, I was watching
All right, Billy and Betty. Nobody's here. Come on in.
Some of All Fears with Ben Affleck. And in that movie, it's like they go to DEF CON, like,
Now,
they
I'm
go to
not
DEF
supposed
CON
to
1 in
bring
that
you
movie.
here. The chief's gonna be awful mad if he finds us.
They show the whole, like, if the president, what would happen, it's like, they get the president airborne, and it's like, he doesn't come down until, like, peace is, like,
No, don't
organized.
touch anything.
Like, they refuel while he's in the air,
Here.
and he don't come down.
That's the anti-gravity
So
generator.
these are some terribly translated
and
subtitles.
these are the retro rockets.
We are not oaks, we are hobbits.
Only when radar waves are bouncing
The
off our
density
ship.
of this boner
Then we
ma-
put up this radar screen.
density of this boner makes it as
Nobody
hard
can
as
find us
steel.
in space.
Boy, that's pretty sharp.
Yeah.
So they just kidnap these children.
Wang yes, vast and mighty.
That's the
Your
elevator
Highness.
signal. That light starts flashing when somebody's coming up from the navigation deck.
Why would a light flash in?
Going back from the navigation deck.
Somebody's coming up. You better get out of here.
I am Aragorn, son of Alfred.
I'm in trouble.
Like, they're grabbing these kids.
So essentially, what has happened now is
Martians have kidnapped children.
no. What's happened is this gentleman has made a very elaborate scheme to get these children in the city.
They're like the Super Adventure Club of Mars.
Yeah, or just Earth.
I'm just starting to notice some camel toes in this thing, like, or not camel toes, fucking moose
Thinking
knuckles.
of taking another nap in the radar
So-
box, Drapo?
Actually, that's a question. Do you know if, like, you know how
Sir,
is the Super Adventure Club a
I was
real
just looking in
thing?
there to remind
Super Adventure
myself
Club is
never to hide in there
Mammal
again.
is.
I bet.
The National Association of Man Boy Love is a real thing?
Yep.
Or was a real thing at some
Approaching
point?
North Pole.
I think it's so. I mean, it's not like a
can see
sanction.
Santa Claus
of it,
working.
you
Well,
know,
obviously
it's just
not.
like a group of men who like to molest young boys that call themselves a thing.
Prepare for landing. Hargo, set the rocket silencers. Drabo, you stay aboard and guard those children. They must not leave the ship now.
Yeah,
Guard
the
those
head
now
of the Super Adventure
or
Club is called
ever.
William
What do you
P.
mean, Bulldog?
Connolly, Esquire.
If we take them with us to Mars,
So it's a real thing.
Santa's disappearance will remain a mystery.
Okay.
No one on Earth will ever know.
Super Adventure
Santa
Club
Claus
is a
was
group of
kidnapped
pedophiles
by
who travel
Martians.
around the world and molest native children in various third world countries.
Perhaps you're right.
That's so
Drabo,
terrible.
Yes, sir.
get back to those children and don't let them out of your sight. Understand?
Yes, sir. I understand. I'll keep an eye on them.
So that guy's fucked up.
Like, I like how that's a wooden box.
We've landed.
Are they back
Secure
on
the
Mars?
ship. Lomas,
I
you
really
remain
hope
on
that
guard
It's
and
the
have the
North
ship ready
American
for
Man
immediate
Boy
blast off.
Association.
Rigna, Hargo, Voldar, you'll accompany me. Come.
No, I remember
Let's
because
make toward.
Napa.org.
I saw them in the media. Well, this was quite a few years ago.
Capture
But
a
they were in the media
roly-poly
like
little man like Santa
like
Claus?
rallying and like really
We
being
don't
like,
need talk.
why
won't
can't
take
a
any
why can't a
chances.
6-year-old boy
Come.
be in love with a
Nothing can stop
45-year-old man? Why? I remember it's like they were like they had petitions and shit, and it's like doesn't make any sense.
We have a petition signed by a bunch of 40-year-old men that says 6-year-old boys should be allowed.
Should be allowed to be in love with.
It recently come to our attention that one or more persons using the NAMBLA name as part of an identifier on Twitter. We want to make it perfectly clear the organization does not participate in any online social media, has never done so, and never will. Anyone using our name should be reported to the site for violation
It's not
of
going to
terms
stop
of
us.
use.
Come on. Wait, Betty.
Like a bunch of pedophiles are asking me to report people.
Why did you do that?
The National
They
North
should
American
never lose
Man Boy Love
Earth.
Association is a
Had the
pedophile
Hollywood Space
pedastry
Force after that. Come
advocacy
on. Wait a
organization in
minute.
the United States. Like, they're so real. It works to abolish age of consent laws criminalizing adult sexual involvement with minors.
That's so
Jesus
fun.
It also
Christ.
campaigns to release of men who have been jailed for sexual contact with minors that did not involve coercion. The group makes a clear distinction that coercive sex with a minor should and should is it should rarely happen. It's like they only want consensual sex. It's like they're
But, like,
only
coercion is
it's
still-
not man-boy sex association. It's like they don't want to just have sex with it. It's like they want to have a romantic relationship.
Oh yeah, love.
The group no longer holds its regular national meetings since the late 1990s to avoid local police infiltration.
So that must be about.
They have 1,100 organized members.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're rock members.
Oh no, wait, this looks pretty snowy. I think this
Oh,
is
there you're right.
oh.
Yeah, they're North Pole.
Oh, they were the most active group in the IPCE, which is the International Pro Pedophile Activist Organization.
That hurts my soul.
Like they need to have a convention and then someone needs to burn that building to the ground. We need to burn it down.
Okay, here's their goals and positions. NAMBLA's website states as a political, civil rights, and educational organization whose goal is to, quote, end the extreme oppression of men and boys in mutual consensual relationships.
This action must
According to
take
NAMBLA,
place
some of the
swiftly. We can't afford to make any mistakes.
Supporting and promoting
Argo,
man-boy relationships.
you cover the rear of the
organization
workshop.
says that when
Rigna,
consensual,
Boulder,
these relationships
cover the
are
front
harmful
entrance.
or abuse to children.
I'll
They
direct
cite
forward.
controversial
Bulldog
paper
isn't
written by
here.
Rind.
Rigna, go up and tell Volda.
Age of consent reform, what NAMBLA describes as, quote,
Volda,
empowerment of
this is
youth
another
and
one of your
not just
delaying
sexual
tactics.
empowerment.
You've been
Opposition
opposing
to
me at every
corporal
turn.
punishment, kidnapping,
Now I'm
and rape.
warning you,
In
change
achievement
your
of these
attitude.
goals, NAMBLA aims to cooperate
You
with the
finished?
mainstream LGBT community and women's
Yes,
liberation.
I am, and you will be too if you're not careful.
Oh, but I am
Unel
careful.
Soto, a San Diego Union tribute writer,
So
wrote February
careful that I
2005.
looked in at the
Law
children
enforcement
before I
officials and
left
mental health
the
professionals
ship.
say
You
that
stay
the
away
NAMBLA's
from those
membership
children.
numbers are small.
That'll be
The
easy
group
to
has
do.
a dangerous ripple
They've
effect on the
escaped.
internet by sanctioning the behavior.
Volda, if this is your idea of a joke,
Ask Droppo. They overheard our plans. At this very moment, they're on their way to Santa Claus to warn him.
It's
That
true,
guy's got a
Kima.
fucking stash.
Their footprints.
we must stop them. Those
In
children
1984,
mustn't reach Santa Claus.
NAMBLA and some members of the Gay
Follow them.
Liberation Front
I'll
participated in
put
the
Torg on the
Spirit
trail.
Stonewall March commemorating the 1969 Stonewall riots. It is
Torg,
unknown whether or not
come
members
out
of the GLF
of the
had actual any
spaceship.
knowledge of the NAMBLA
Torg,
members being there during the march.
come out of the
I was born in
spaceship.
1994.
You know what? I have to say, this movie is still way better than Terry.
Oh yeah, much better. I'm so
Billy, I
I
can't
can't
run
believe
anymore.
NAMBLA.
I'm cold, and I'm
Amber would
tired.
love this film. There's a little
And
boy
it's
right there.
beginning to snow. Please, Betty,
They
try.
kidnap these kids, took them to the
We've
North
got
Pole,
to
and then the kids
Santa.
escape.
We can't stop
They would
now.
die. Like if
They
this was the
might
real
catch
North
us.
Pole, they'd be fucking
They
dead.
already
Where is
dead.
Santa? I don't know. His workshop must be somewhere around here.
I feel terrible for these children.
Betty, look.
They made first
It's
contact.
I also love it's like
He's
they
the
don't
mean
want
one.
relationships with young
The
men.
one who doesn't like
That's the
us.
thing that never
Come
makes
on.
any sense to me. It's like, why does it have to be girls? Why does anyone? Actually, see
Okay, actually, I'm going to make a very controversial, not a very controversial comment, but some controversial. I watched the thing, I saw a post online of a fucking ridiculous Facebook racist thing. It was like, did you know that Muslims use boys for pleasure and women for
Oh, that thing.
like,
Fuck, that was so stupid.
it was like this very, very small group of Muslims. Like, they always use boys for pleasure, like, dress them up like little girls. It's like, yeah, that's fucked. There's also 1,100 people in the United States
Look at
that
that
have created an
bear.
organization.
That's an amazing bear.
Well, no, fuck. It's like, look at like some like. There's
He
so
ran
many
away
small
before
Christian
that
sects
was
in the United States that's like
allowed,
have sex with their daughters.
Why
I'm like,
did he run away?
Mormon
I don't know.
sects that used to like marry off like 16 to 18-year-old girls to 60-year-old men.
look at that bear. This is incredible.
This movie just got a whole lot better.
Like that, I am very happy with that. Like move over Wampa in episode 5.
Yes.
You could barely tell where the head was.
Like it's barely obvious that that's just a guy in a suit.
Yeah. Actually, the face is pretty cool. Like you can clearly see the
Yeah.
Don't move, Betty. I'll go take a look.
It's ballsy. Also,
That's
1964.
bears in it.
This may be pre-zipper.
Before
It's
zippers.
all right now,
I
Betty.
don't
Come
think
on.
zippers on clothing. It's always like that old button.
I'm cold.
So much less
I
effective.
wish it wouldn't snow. That's the best thing that could happen. It'll cover our tracks
guy made a
and
lot
be
of
hard for the Martians to find us. And it'll be harder for us to find Santa's
I was thinking about
workshop.
Velcro the other day, and it's like
I'm
how simple a fucking
We'll
invention
find it.
Velcro is.
Which
I'm
way
like,
is north?
I can't believe, like, and same with zippers. It's like, how could nobody think of that? Well, it's like fucking paper clips.
I see it, Santa's workshop.
Anything like that just seems so obvious to us, but to them it would have been like they would have like made their own clothing.
But it's like,
so
fuck,
it's like
I saw a thing of
Oh no,
where-
1851 was how you see the patent for automatic continuous clothing closure.
Well, a robot. They were talking about the world's first computer, and it's like that one. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called. But it was invented by the Greeks, like hundreds of years before they thought of that technology. And I watched a documentary about them doing like CAT scans on it and trying to recreate it. And it's like they had invented essentially what the whole thing is like. They had invented this type of gear that is like minuscule, and it's like human beings had invented that type of gear. The technology had been lost for hundreds of years, and then we reinvented that type of gear. It's like we had achieved such a level of technology at some point. It's like we don't even know a lot of the shit that we've already invented.
I knew you'd
The
try
Dark
something
Ages,
like
like, they
this.
had some
I set towards control so he will obey only me. Release him, Tord.
Oh, yeah.
You were
would it
very
be?
lucky.
That's good.
Now, don't try to escape again.
Man,
You
if
may not be so lucky
Leonardo-
next time. Tiger, take
Leonardo
them back to
Vinci,
the
if he could have
ship,
just
lock
lived
them up and rejoin us.
He could have done some
You won't
crazy
get away with this, you
a true Renaissance man.
Like, he could have probably got planes going like a good couple
Danger
hundred
grows
years
with every
before.
minute.
Yes.
Let's get Santa Claus and
Well, if it
blast
wasn't
off.
for
We'll surround the workshop
Christianity,
and
we
send
probably
Torg
would be
in to
way
get
further
Santa.
ahead than we are.
Nobody is to be harmed unless they get in our way.
No one is to be harmed.
Why does he hate? Like, why is it
What
people
has
with
happened to the
mustaches?
great warriors of our planet? Mars used to be
that's
the
so-
planet
Rather
of
heroes
And like the
over
best part
evil.
is like I've seen
Hitler.
this, like they have like a
My
chrome.
word.
Hitler gave everyone a bad
They have like a
fucking
copper
Your
shine
softness
to
will
them. Like it's
destroy us.
probably lead-based paint.
Oh yeah, these people were all dead.
Toys, games, laughing children.
Well, we shall see.
Contracted cancer like
But for now,
months after
to your
this film was
posts.
made. Like they didn't even
Follow
try with
me.
that fucking robot. Like fucking The Forbidden Planet came out before this movie, I think. Like Robbie the Robot, that's a robot. This is a cardboard box with a fucking bucket on the top.
It's like tinfoil and a fucking cardboard
They
box.
didn't try. Some of this stuff is good, and then some of the stuff is really, really bad.
Oh, there's Sandy.
And stock footage of
Get
planes
in,
though,
Tor.
that's definitely highlighted.
It's pretty awesome.
Why do Martians have robots? Why did the color change for after? Oh, it's literally a bucket, isn't it?
I like his like
Yep,
little
that's
gauges
literally-
there, like painted. Like that, he don't know where he's going. The guy inside there is very
No one's allowed.
Where did you come from? You're the biggest
Santa's so
boy I've
clever.
ever seen.
Look at Santa has short sleeves on.
Yeah.
Very well
That's his
made.
Or they just
too.
rolled up.
That's
Just
his
rolled
indoor
up.
jacket.
Like a
He's working
great
with
dark
now.
star. Santa's treating him like a toy. Get him, Torg. Grab him. He's become a toy. Rigna, we'll have to get Santa ourselves.
What do you mean he's
Come on,
become?
Bulldog.
Yeah, like the robot's just infected now for some
Well, Santa's magic.
reason. Santa's used his
What have
mind.
we here?
You may be aliens,
More
but
toys?
I
Those are Martians.
Santa Claus,
I
you're
have
coming
my
with us.
balls are great.
No, you can't take him now. It's too near
That's
Christmas.
too tight, that
Quiet,
shirt.
you.
It's too tight.
But
And the fucking nuclei.
That is large breasts.
Like he just shook the gun.
We don't want to hurt you, Santa Claus, so come along quietly.
This movie is incredible.
Okay, watch
Why?
for them to move.
Why did you have to
That
do
dude shaking
that
pretty
to
bad
my
on the
helper?
It's harmless. It'll wear off in a short while.
A short while.
Oh, why didn't you say so in the first
All
place?
the Earth
Now, you
programs.
come with us. We need you on Mars.
I wouldn't have frozen with his hand up like that because it just made it so much harder.
Yeah.
'Cause like,
They're like,
they're like,
oh god. Their faces
and they're all like
sure
making the
this is
scene drag on
harmless?
so long, so it's so much harder.
Their faces just
I
start
never
getting beat
saw
red.
such lazy people standing around like statues. There's work
See
to
a
be
little bit
done.
of blood come from
Let's
one of
get to it.
those. Just like-
I like that.
Oh my, oh me, oh. Oh, Mrs. Claus is going to be very angry about this.
Take him, Torg.
Santa is so
Torg,
passive.
take him. Obey my command.
Forget it, Kima. Rigner was right. He's nothing but a toy now. Best to
This
leave
is the
him
last
here.
one was ridiculous. He's like,
He's nothing but a toy.
That was
I
not
had
Santa. It's like
nothing
there's no
whatsoever
explanation
to
for why
do
the
about
robot's a
this.
toy now. Like he's just okay.
it's like the
you
guy's
know,
like
my
pissed
dear,
off. He's like, he's
I
nothing
can't recall a
but a
time
toy
when you were
now.
so
Also, like,
silent
how did the robot
for so long.
have specific
Let's go,
controls
old
to
man.
only obey the non-mustached guy?
Yeah.
But then when Santa Claus controls him, it's like, oh, yeah, now he's just useless.
And like, by nothing but a toy now, like he doesn't move.
Yeah, like he's a plaything.
Santa Claus
Kidnapped?
Did they say that?
Yeah, they spelled kidnapped wrong.
And Mrs. Santa Claus has positively identified the kidnappers as Martian.
Kidnapper.
Never in the history of mankind have the nations of the world reacted with such unanimity
Like,
and cooperation.
that ain't a
Tonight, the lights
small
will burn
fucker.
until dawn in the United Nations building, as the leaders of the world map a course of action.
They got a lot of stuff.
And at Cape Kennedy, our correspondent
Pretty
interviewed Werner von Green, the man in charge of America's Starshot program.
Mr. Von Green, what is the
Oh, it's
space
like
agency
all the
doing
world
about
came
this?
together for
They have mobilized all
because
the men and
the
equipment in
icon
our
of the
Starshot
Western
project.
Christian
And
society.
we have rushed our
Guy was
astronauts into
taken.
an
It's like
intensive
Chinese,
program
like,
for the
our
final
thing, like,
phase
our
of their
democratic
training.
long time.
Now our Starshot ship is supposed to undergo 6
Well,
months
this
of
world,
test
it's also
flights.
Santa Claus is
But we are
100%
going
real,
to
so he
forget
would
about the
actually
testing.
go all
We'll
around the
go
world
after
and give toys
those
to everybody.
Martian
Yeah, but
monkeys.
not to like the Muslims.
Isn't that risky?
Of course it
Well,
is.
not.
But
Yeah.
every
It's
one
like
of
in
our
South Park.
astronauts is begging for the
doesn't go
chance
to
to
the
go after the
Middle
Martians.
Well, because he
The
gets
one
shot
time he
down.
does. Yeah,
Who
he
wouldn't
gets
give
shot down.
That's why he
everything
doesn't go.
to
Well,
bring
maybe they've
Santa
changed.
back to our children.
Don't shock Santa's balls. He's got like jukebox
But
jumper shit.
he shot Santa's balls. Well, it's like you think he shoots the wall behind him, cuts to him, he just blows his head off. Wow.
This is like Voyager 1 or some shit.
There's some awesome stuff. If nothing else, fucking Santa Claus Conquers the Martians has some sick stuff.
Earth hasn't reacted yet. No radar beams being bounced off our ship. Looks like we made a clean getaway.
Photoshop of the ape into this picture.
Alright. 100%.
How's our captain?
I want to make that dolphin
He's
just
having
one
the
big
time of
thing.
his life. He's such a funny little man. Why,
I
only
love
been
the
with him
first
for 5
picture they
minutes and he has
posted
me laughing
from
just like an
Mexico. One of them
earthling.
was all of them like standing next to the beach, and then fucking Kyle has
and you
vape
put it on
on
a
the
stick
beach.
and,
I'm
and you
like,
toast it in a
right.
fire. And it's
awesome.
green.
I don't know
Vape
what.
life, man.
A marshmallow.
When you're at the beach, but vaping is life.
True. You should post that actually.
That's what you're all becoming.
Get some head swords.
Martian mellows.
I think that
Weak.
if you haven't already and you're a
That
Redditor,
old man is a
you need to
menace.
subscribe to the subreddit Black People Twitter. That's one of the funniest things ever.
Andrew has
Well,
a
I
very
could barely
long,
make out
very,
this
very
chimney
funny
in the fog.
story from
But I
African
found it all
American.
right, and I started to crawl in.
Just
Well,
one.
I tell you, it was the biggest chimney I'd ever been in.
Oh no, it was one African
And then
American
suddenly,
Twitter personality.
I
I'm
realized
fascinated
it
about
wasn't a
those.
chimney at all. It was the smokestack
This is way
of
more
the Queen
interesting. than Frozen.
Elizabeth.
There's so many sci-fis from this era that like essentially nothing happens, and quite a few of them.
Don't
Like
you
I'm a
think that
big
was
Forbidden
funny?
Planet fan. Like I love that movie. I mean, like not a lot happens in
well,
that film.
why
but,
don't
like,
you
This
laugh?
actually has like shit going on.
a lot is happening.
We
Like the
told him where
pacing
to
for
find you.
a 60s movie is
Oh,
ridiculous.
boulder dash and a fiddle-dee-dee, Billy boy.
Boulder
Everybody
Dash and a
knows where
fiddly
Sandal
dee,
is.
Billy boy.
Besides, I've always wanted to visit Mars.
Mommy and Daddy are going to be angry.
You think
Yes,
that's
they will
something?
be absolutely.
I
You
think
Like,
can't-
and it's-
Mrs.
and it's the
Claus
si-
now.
vote even when you
Christmas
turn
coming,
18.
and
Like,
I'm
and it's
not
the
there.
60s, so they can
You'll have
legally
a
beat the
fit.
shit out of them.
Yeah, like beat.
They
Like,
get
nobody's
angry
gonna
at them
say
for being
nothing.
kidnapped.
Oh, me, oh, my, oh, me.
They go home.
Come
after being
on,
You've been
kidnapped.
gone. You've been gone for 3 days. I'll take the belt to you.
If I
See?
can't cheer you up,
Rips the
Droppo
cord
can.
out of the
He
wall.
always makes me laugh.
Oh, you'll have a
What's that
wonderful
fucking-
dinner tonight. Oh, there's
What is
soup.
that movie that's like
Beef
oh
stew?
fucking Step Brothers where he
Chocolate
takes
ice cream.
grabs the belt and he
No,
starts
thank you,
making.
Drupal.
Yeah.
I'm not hungry.
Come on, Billy. Oh,
You're next. He's like,
Well,
okay,
is it
Dad.
all right?
Yeah, yeah.
Have
Yes,
your
sir.
chocolate ice cream?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Oh, I just love chocolate ice cream.
That might be one of the best scenes in that whole movie. That is such a true.
You take your liver-spotted hands off my beautiful mother. She is a saint. If you come down here and you write Dylan Brennan a check for $10,000, I'm going to shove one of those fake hearing devices so far up your ass you can hear the sound of your small intestine as it produces shit.
If you were a kid who was spanked and you had siblings, that is such a fucking moment when he says yes.
Kima, look at this.
Because it's like, if you were spanked and you were a kid, and you had siblings, and it's like, you both got in trouble or whatever, and your parents sort of won, and it's like, if they pointed at you, it's like, you're next.
We have our radar shield on.
Absolutely,
I know
yes.
this, but they are.
Absolutely.
Just hoping it wouldn't be.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to be so
Secret device that
respectful.
can
Like,
penetrate our radar shield?
yes, I respect you so much.
My mom and her siblings told me the story about my grandmother had a wooden spoon that she would use to spank them. And one day, my uncle accidentally broke it. And then he glued it back together. And the next time she happened to use it on him, it broke. And
I think
he
we
handed it up and
underestimate the
made it seem like she hit him
resourcefulness
so
of these
hard that
people.
the spoon broke, and then
Very
she never
clever
did
of
it
the
after
boy.
that because she felt so bad.
Make the repairs.
Because usually what you would do is
I'll
just
take
like,
evasive action.
they don't actually hit your kid hard with it. It's like just to make them think that you don't actually beat them. It's like a little tap, but because it's a wooden spoon, I think it's a big deal.
And how is Santa and the little
You gotta
earthling?
calm down with that fucking phone.
My, it must be tiresome cooped up in this little room. Say,
I just got a call.
how
from
would
a
you like to
unicorn.
see the rest of the ship?
That's true.
You're
That
not
is
fooling
rare.
me. You don't like
I
us.
don't think I've ever got a call from
You're
Phil.
mean.
Oh, come on now. That's not true.
You actually
Why,
maybe
Santa
ask
makes
him to.
everyone feel
Everybody
good.
should have it happen.
Even me.
I don't trust you.
Now, Billy boy. That's not the Christmas spirit. Why, of course, Boldar. We'd love to take the grand tour.
Oh, it's the asshole with the
All
mustache.
right, children.
Magnum in the eye.
Man, that fucking Premiere Project file's doing pretty fucking good, I gotta say.
Yeah, I've been looking at it every few minutes.
Look at that.
This room is called
Very. Look at that.
That's
clock.
right.
Sure.
Like that's on the
This is where
fucking
you
Martian.
come when you're ready to go out in space. It's airtight. You put on your spacesuit and go out through that door. When you come back,
Is he gonna
the door
jettison these
closes
people out the fucking
and they
side
put
hatch?
air back into the room through there.
What an evil
When it
alien.
reaches the pressure of the rest of the ship, you can take your spacesuit off.
Smart lad.
Where's the control that opens the door?
Prepare to be
Not here.
jettisoned, you little
That's in the control deck.
Santa Claus isn't very big.
You see, once you pull that switch,
Oh, have you seen
the
Killer
warning
Clowns
bell
from Outer
sounds,
Space?
and in 60 seconds, that door
Not the whole
opens.
thing. I
Let's
watched.
give us
No,
faith and a
I
chance
haven't.
to make a
I've seen
final
part. I've seen
checkup
scenes
on
from
their
it, but no, I've
equipment.
never
I
seen.
watched the whole thing.
Nowhere
It's
out in
glorious.
space.
Is it awesome?
If that door were
Okay, it
open
has a little
now,
song.
it would
Killer
pull all the
Clowns
air
from
out of the
outer
spoon and us
space.
with it.
You certainly know a great deal about space travel,
Eat
son.
your face.
He's going to be a spaceman when he grows up.
70s, maybe 60s, 70s.
Is it that old?
Maybe
Oh
sooner
yeah, it's
than
like
that.
or maybe 80s, 70s, 80s, maybe. I'll have to look it up.
Warning. What does it say?
I'd guess it's an 80s.
60 seconds.
Probably-
That must be
probably
the door
is.
timer.
Fucking like Gremlins and shit.
Like
came
B
out.
movies, yeah. Well, unintentional
Santa,
B
he
movies.
locked us
This was
in.
an
Oh, I
intentional
don't
one.
Well, that
think
that
so.
one's like super.
He
Gremlins is
probably
actually
just
That thing in the
stepped off
corner
for a
kind of looks like
moment.
a Dr. Seuss, like a
It's
friggity
locked.
flute.
I don't trust Voldar.
Like a telephone.
He's not
That's
like
what they
you
do.
or the
It's a
others.
telephone.
I don't like him.
It's either a
I know
dishwasher or a
Santa.
Now, children, let's not
Dr. Seuss
get
never fucking know
excited.
that guy.
88.
Actually, that could be anything in the Dr. Seuss universe. Really. Most things in the Dr. Seuss universe look exactly like that.
thing.
It was in 1988.
It's Voldar. He's going to open the space door.
Oh, it's not a fucking clock. It's a pressure gauge.
Help, Timur! Timur!
He's gonna jettison them.
Will he feel guilty and then stop his mad plan?
He's going to
Like this kid's got very little time to come to terms with this morality. More time.
Gee, Santa, what are you
Santa's
going
the adult
to do
here
with
is
the
doing
door? We
Nothing
got
to
a
prevent.
chance.
Just like watching the little boy, like very interesting.
Oh, here he goes to the telephone.
Where did you say this leads to, Billy?
7, 6, 5, 4,
Right, Santa has the ability to like go up fucking
2,
chimneys and shit. So that's perfect.
1, 0.
Who's in the airlock?
That was a very
No one.
hard
Now.
cut.
What's going on, Voldar?
Chief, Santa and the children are missing.
Where are they?
Whoa.
Drifting around in space. Along with the rest of the space junk.
Whoa.
That was my favorite 70s and 60s page. The full extent. The thing I like about the cat status is fighting. Like everyone in the 60s and 70s fought all the time.
You wish you were fooling around out there in space.
Why do they not know how to do it as soon as the cameras roll?
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Santa Claus, you're all right. I thought you would...
Well, when Voldar accidentally left us in the airlock and then came up here and accidentally threw the door switch, we knew we had to get out of there in a hurry.
He's like,
For
I
that
don't know,
to
why are
be
you
the
covering
end of
for
us.
that guy?
And, accidentally, of course.
So he crawled out through the air duct.
The air duct.
But the air duct is just a
That
little...
guy with the
and
mustache
you're so
with that
big.
face reminds me of the guy from Strange
Why,
Worlds.
you're talking to Santa Claus,
Oh my
son.
goodness, that's a pretty good part in that movie.
I fucking love that
What does he
movie.
do at the end? He like
Well, now,
pukes
you
in the shark's
wouldn't want
mouth
me
when
to
it comes
tell
out.
my secret, would you?
The best part of that movie, the whole movie, is the end and they see Bigfoot. Oh, fuck. And then all of a sudden they all have guns and they're shooting him. And then it cuts back and they all have different guns. It's very good. He says, oh, fuck. The Bigfoot's like, huh? Because they see him, he's in the car with the kid, huh? And the one guy's like, oh, fuck. They just start shooting him. And they make a fake story about how Bigfoot was so lonely he hanged himself. He's like hanging from the cave, he's got all the bullet holes in him.
2, 5.
Oh, fuck. And everyone's shooting.
Lower line.
And they're like crying and looking away because they can't stand the idea of shooting.
Fuck, I gotta download that.
After we secured the ship
Oh, that's good.
and lowered the ladder,
just like that
you
one
and Hargo
Yes.
get Voldar out of the brig and take
It
him to
is,
the
but-
council room.
Well, there's
The
parts,
stand
other parts
trial
are funny. The whole
immediate.
I do
turkey.
like him puking in the shark's mouth. That's pretty funny.
I like the turkey part where he grabs onto his dick and then
Hatch
like
open.
trying to like rub
Hatch
the
open.
turkey's throat to get it off.
Bladder down.
And the one guy's like, oh, I usually spit on my hand before I do
Ship
that.
secure.
She's like jerking the turkey off, but he's also jerking him off through the turkey's neck.
I don't know. I never think like penis biting humor is funny. It's like that. Like it. What is it? Meet the Fox? No, what's that silly movie where the cat bites his dick?
Come on.
Meet the Parents or Meet the Fuckers.
Maybe it's Meet the Parents.
I was handing me pills through the bars.
Maybe it's
Greatest what?
maybe it's Meet
Great selling
Kima,
Come
maybe
in
it's Meet the
quickly.
Parents.
Kima.
Maybe.
But yeah, the cat
Yes,
bites
Ragnar.
his penis at the beginning, and then he like bangs it in the fucking toilet, and it's like,
He's gone.
oh,
That can only mean trouble.
dick biting.
Put a constant guard on
not
Santa
good.
and the Earth children.
No, the part that's
Voldar
funny
will
to me
be
is like
back.
when he says, "I usually spit on my hand before I do that." Not the fact this turkey gets bitten. Or his
Will they do like
dick
an
gets
X-ray
bitten
or
by a turkey.
something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that you see his dick in the turkey's throat. That was hot Martian broad. Man, that was awesome. We were watching the audio commentary for
No, Bomar, I'll
Star
call you
Wars
the
episode
moment
6,
he
I
arrives.
think? Yeah.
Is Capo
The other
coming
day.
back too?
And
Yes,
fucking Carrie
Grandma,
Fisher
now go
refers
back
to
to
herself
your
as a
study.
broad like 3 times.
Carrie Fisher's awesome. Like if you,
She's fucking insane.
what do you mean? Like
She's crazy. She's like,
she is crazy.
she's cool, like, but she's like, but it's because she's crazy. that
well,
she's
she's
cool.
like she's been involved in like most of the good,
Kima.
really good comedies of the last.
Oh, sorry, no, it's number
Decade.
2.
Are you alone?
Home Alone is the
No.
greatest selling, highest grossing comedy film of all time. Then Meet the Fockers.
Yeah, you meet the Fox.
Earthling.
Then
Billy
The Hangover,
and
The
Betty.
Hangover Part 2. Then Bruce Almighty.
Welcome to
Then
our
Mrs.
home.
Doubtfire. Then Austin Powers Goldmember. Then Wedding Crashers. Then Smile Shaggy.
There's
then
someone
Liar,
else,
Liar.
too.
Then Tootsie.
Come on in.
That also doesn't surprise me.
Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Elf, Bridesmaids, Meet the Parents. Wild Hogs.
I'm not
Three Men and a
accustomed
Baby.
to entering people's
Big
homes
Daddy,
through
Grown
the
Ups,
door.
The Water Boy.
But you have
Scary
no
Movie,
chimney.
Little Falls, Talladega.
Welcome, Santa Claus.
How
We
does
hope
Ben
you'll make the
Stiller
children on
have
Mars very
3
happy.
movies on that list?
I'll try, dear lady.
Within the
And
top
Tropic
20.
Thunder is not one.
I was gonna say.
Blart, Blart, Malblart, American Pie 2,
Where are they?
Marley and Me.
Well, we'll start with
That was
Mario.
comedy
Marley and Me a
film?
How are
comedy.
they, Momar?
Look Who's
It's the most
Talking.
Marley and Me is one of the most depressing pieces of cinema I've ever seen.
I never saw it, but I'd say I love that fucking guy.
Say
It's
hello
like
to
that
them.
picture that it's
And
like
I'm sure these children
it's a
would like to
poster
meet
of
them.
Marley and Me, and this guy
I'll
was
tell
so
them
pissed
you're
off.
here.
He took a spray can and then spray painted on the poster. The dog dies.
It's like you know what's gonna happen as soon as you start watching it. It's like it doesn't change
Cheaper
the
by
fact.
the dozen. Click. Anger management. The Flintstones. The Nutty Professor. Borat cultural learnings for the Medica
That
for the
deserves
benefit
another one.
glorification.
Yeah.
Dumb and Dumber. Mr. Deeds. City Selector.
Are you gonna keep reading every single comedy film of all time?
No, 50.
Jesus.
Slow down. The Devil Wears
Will you come in,
Prada.
please, children?
The Birdcage. Nutty Professor 2. The Clumps.
Billy,
Superbad. I
This
now
is
pronounce you
Bomar
Chuck
and
and
Grandma.
The Mask. Blades of Glory.
Hi.
Big Mama's House.
Ugh.
Big. Dodgeball.
Oh,
Nerd.
nerd.
Dr.
What are you
Doolittle 2,
giving
The
me?
Addams Family,
My
and
hand
finally
to
Twins.
shake.
Anchorman does
really.
not appear on this list of the top 50.
Grossing though, not rated.
Yeah, no, it's just grossing.
How old are you? 10. I'm 10 too.
I can't believe
And
Step Brothers
Grandma's
wasn't on
8.
there.
So is my sister.
We have another Earth person that wants to see you.
Earth person. That's a pretty racist term, I think. Pretty loaded.
They're like, what the fuck?
He's like, finally, I have.
A room full of children, interplanetary, interspecies.
Santa Claus, you just see him like close the door, put a bolt lock on it.
Because it was not required.
It's just terrifying. Santa's just in a room laughing with his children.
Everyone always touching him creepily. Oh God!
Just maniacal. They're like, oh,
They're like, wait, is he
Is that
molesting
guy
me?
Rob Schneider? Because he looks
They're
just
laughing.
like Rob Schneider.
Bomar and Grandma.
I tried watching Big Stan the other night. No. Ugh.
Come.
I never heard of this.
It's one where Rob Schneider goes to prison. So he gets like the guy from Kill Bill. What's his name? The guy who plays Bill.
David Carradine.
Yeah, he get him to get hit. He plays like the master. And he gets him to like teach him how to be a badass before he goes to prison, so he doesn't get raped.
Is it?
Yeah,
Get hard, yeah. So get hard.
Big Stan.
Get hard.
Big Stan is the original.
Suicide. Santa Claus is on a constant guard.
The only part in Get Hard that was really good is when Kevin Hart makes his whole house into like a prison palace, and then he has like a simulated prison ride, and then Will Ferrell like goes into like Will Ferrell and then like actually starts stabbing people that are just like it's supposed to be his mom.
He's got so many shanks.
That's one thing Will Ferrell does a lot in his movies. He just goes into like blind Will Ferrell mode, and then he just attacks people.
Fucking love bat fight.
So good. So fucking good.
It's nothing like the one on Earth. No one is sawing or hammering. Kimar has built a
gem
mechanized
of
assembly line for the old
Nothing's going down.
Toys are rolling off by the second. This planet will be flooded with
Perfect
toys.
day for a bat fight.
You know,
Bat
think
fight.
of one little toy.
It's anyone's game.
Cutest thing.
Bat fight.
Just a
Game of
coiled
love.
spring. And it goes down steps all by
A
itself.
game of honor and
I was tempted to steal one.
diplomacy.
I'd like to fool around with the thing.
Toys! The decay is setting
That
in.
little part where
It's
it's
even
the
affecting you.
black dude just
Soon
starts
all
beating
of
the
Martians
fuck
will be
out of him.
blithering idiots.
Well, he just hits him once, and he just gets one shot, and they like go at each other, and then Craig Robinson hits him in the head, and then he just falls down, and then he just starts being let up, and just keeps beating him. And it's like they keep cutting to Will Ferrell's body, the same shot. He's just like his head just keeps going off the
Well, then they
ground.
cut to the one where he's like twitching on the ground a whole bunch, and then as he's walking away.
Oh, too good. That's an interesting book.
Hi, Billy. Everything okay?
Blart, Mall Blart.
Blart, call Blart, call Blart.
That's a large flute.
It's a Zeus.
Hundreds of thousands of letters from all
That's a
over
literary
the
stick.
This is very Zeusian.
Zeus.
Dr.
Zeus.
Zeus.
Like Zeus is a Greek god who threw lightning.
Two dolls.
Zeus is an old man who got high and killed children's books. Was never a doctor.
He was
Far
absolutely
from
not a doctor. Absolutely kind of like the opposite of a doctor.
Was he a ghost?
I don't know.
Did he write porn too?
Nah, maybe. I don't think so.
I think I don't know. I'm pretty sure.
Look at me.
Murdered
Santa Claus, the great toy maker, pressing buttons.
You wrote lots of good kids
That's
books.
automation for you.
Yeah.
Technology.
A lot of high school grads had two
Well,
says they're fucking.
That's enough for today, folks.
Better than a lot of alternatives.
Yeah, like
honestly.
green eggs.
Was it by him or was it someone else? Yeah, that's messed up. They were a porn parody of like Dr. Seuss books.
Pretty nice,
Apparently, there's
eh?
one of his books
Lady
that never got
Moma
released
made
that
it
his
for
daughter is releasing
Can
now,
I try it on Santa?
or just got released or is about to be
Don't
released. I
be
can't remember
silly,
which.
Troppo. This would never fit you. Why, you have
Called
to
what?
fatten
Pet
up
should
These
have
children have been gone for so long.
Yeah, like they've been gone for years. Like they should already be older because they went all the way to Mars.
Well, there's
That was
another
quite
day
played out.
gone, children. As they say on Earth, another day, another dollar.
Well, hello, Santa. How are you feeling today? Tired?
No, I'm not tired. But my finger is. It's been pressing buttons all day long.
My finger's tired.
Well,
That implies
I
some
think
very
I'll go
fucked
in and
up
put
shit.
my finger to
Maybe it's because
bed.
we were just talking about
Here,
that.
children, here's your milk.
cut to
You
a
can
close
play
with
for
a little
half an
boy,
hour
he's
and then
just
you'll have to go to
crying.
bed.
Daddy, may we watch the Earth program?
Certainly.
Oh,
dear.
God.
But only for half an hour.
You know, Santa Claus, the original film Santa Claus is Coming to Town has a song.
Billy?
The lyrics are,
Betty?
if you sit
Don't you
on my
wanna
lap
watch
today,
TV?
a kiss, a toy is the price you'll pay.
We're not interested in Earth
And they cut it out of the new.
Wait, what does he
I'm
say?
going to sleep.
If
Good
you
night.
sit on my lap today, a kiss, a toy is the price you'll pay.
A kiss, a toy?
Just a
So,
moment,
like,
children.
if
You have to
kiss
sit on his
him,
lap and kiss him,
And then-
and then he'll give you a toy.
Oh, we feel
Oh,
fine.
like you don't
sir.
get a toy unless you
Good
sit on his
night.
lap and kiss him.
Good night.
Has someone been
If you
mistreating
sit on my
you?
lap today, a
Oh,
kiss,
no,
a
sir.
toy is the
You
price
and
you'll
Lady
pay.
Mama are just
Like
as swell
Santa's.
to
So
us.
don't be
Good night.
very thrifty or something that he talks about. It's like kisses are free, so give him as many kisses.
Could
as
it
you
be,
can.
Moma?
Santa's ticklish.
And
They're
then
behaving the way our
forever.
children used to behave.
A
Oh,
kiss,
tell
a
that
kiss, a
is-
toy is, you see
They're homesick.
Santa like forcing their
They
heads
miss their
down.
parents and
Kiss a
friends.
toy is the price you'll pay.
Kima,
Oh,
you've got
God,
to
man.
send those
You know what the
children
worst part
back.
is, and what I don't like? By taking that out of the new version, they sexualized it.
Impossible.
You should have stuck by their guns. Yeah.
You know, because it was written in innocence. in,
Santa
like the
says I gotta
1940s,
fatten
and
up.
those fucking things are so.
They're fucking
like-
marionettes for Christ's sake.
It's like they took that out, which means it's like, oh, it was sexual. So
Walter
it,
milk.
Yeah.
you know, instead of being like, that's fucked up. Why would you ever think that? Like, it's obviously just innocent. It's like, ah, it might be fucked up. So it's
Banana split.
if you sit on my lap today, a kiss, a
With
toy
whipped
is the
cream.
price
Is
you'll
Martian doing
pay.
He's eating things.
He's eating zebras.
Zorp zorps.
Quaaludes.
I watched Santa Claus Coming Down every year. I used to like the
takes
Rudolph
too
one,
long.
Rudolph and the Island of Misfit Toys, but
Nah. The best one is the Heat Miser one.
yeah, I'm Mr. Heat Miser.
I'm Mr. Heat, Mr. something 101. I'm Mr.
The year
Snow
Santa Claus.
Miser.
A year without Santa Claus.
A year without Santa Claus coming down. A year without a Santa Claus. I got you that, didn't I? When we were in high school
I
for
still got
Christmas.
the
Yeah,
DVD.
the little box set. It had
Yeah.
all three, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Heat Miser because
He's
the
putting on
Heat
Santa's
Miser
clothes.
and the Snow Miser get referenced in like
Now
like American
Santa
Dad and stuff,
Claus.
which is awesome.
Ho, ho, ho! Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everyone!
Trying on
Ho,
Santa's
ho,
clothes and
ho!
eating his Quaaludes.
My finger isn't tired.
Imagine
I
if,
think I'll go down to the
for
workshop and make
Christmas
some more
you said I'm
toys.
eating milk and
Ho,
cookies,
ho,
you have
ho!
milk and
Jingle
Quaaludes.
bell, jingle
Santa
bell,
just gets
jingle
fucked
bell,
up.
bell.
Santa just loves driving fucked up, driving his sleigh really fucked up on Quaaludes. He fights the urge to sleep and he gets a great high. Couldn't do it for Wall Street.
The Heat. Yeah, a year without Santa Claus. Oh, and in 2008 they released a movie called Miser Brothers Christmas.
Here it is.
Caution.
Martians love it.
In this universe, the Martians are basically just people who evolved on Mars.
Ramkin Bass is the guy's name who did those. Oh no, it's a film production. Oh, Ramkin Bass production. And the Miser thing was the last thing. Oh, I'm gonna fucking watch it in a second.
Ah, this is gonna shake 'em up. These toys will never be the same again.
My big Christmas movies are A Christmas Story, obviously National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation,
and great, it's Santa Claus. Oh, he's alone, no guards. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is!
What did they do? Zeepsorp him?
I'm so confused.
They zonked him. They zorked him.
Like, I thought I kind of knew where the plot was going, but no, I have no idea.
Now stay put, my fat little friend.
How do they not see that he has fucking antenna?
Like, do they think he's the real Santa?
So here's
They do.
I'm Mr. Green Christmas. I'm Mr. Sun. I'm Mr. Buster. I'm Mr. Hunter.
Put on a nuclear
They
curtain.
call me Heat Miser. Whatever I touch starts to melt in my clutch. I'm too much.
Tomorrow.
I never want to know a day
end
that's
of
under 60
Operation
degrees. I'd rather have it 80, 90, or 100.
And Mars returns to normal.
What about the snow miser?
Droppo!
And the mini miser saying,
Droppo, you rascal, where are you?
Green Christmas, he's
Droppo! Oh,
He's Mr. No, Mr.
children,
Yeah, I gotta fucking get what's going on with the plot here now again.
What? Santa Claus is there, and then
morning,
they
dear.
took his
Tomorrow I
clothes
can't
off,
find Droppo.
and he went into the
And
room
his
with
bed
those
hasn't been
kids,
slept in.
and now the other guy
What's he
took
up
his
to
clothes.
now?
Good morning.
His finger
Good
hurts
morning,
from
Lady
pushing all the
Momar.
Oh, there's
buttons.
Santa again.
Oh,
So
my
I'm confused.
extra
The
suit.
Santa and the kids,
one
have
you
they
made
accepted
for
the
me
fact
is
that they ain't
missing.
going back to
I'm
Earth?
sure
Or
I
they're
brought it home from
they're
the
like,
toy
this is
shop
our
last
home now.
night.
That's too
The
bad.
little kids are like, Santa's our dad.
Droppo.
We live here now.
I
We
guess
build
so.
toys for the Martians, and that's
That
our life.
explains it.
Yeah, they're
when you
Santa's
find
slave.
my
And the
missing
kids were
suit,
never very upset
you'll
about it.
find Droppo inside it. He's out someplace playing
Honestly,
Santa
that fucking
Claus.
bored,
I'll take care of him.
Oh, no.
Yeah, his fingers
Now
are
let him
stinky.
have his fun. He's probably at the toy shop making
so
toys.
awful.
He loves it.
Children,
He
will you
was funny
please
the first
hurry?
time.
Breakfast is
It's like they always want to come to
Yes,
the room and Santa
You
comes out. He's
don't
like,
hurry,
no,
your
no,
breakfast
no,
will
no.
get
I'm
cold.
not done doing Christmas stuff.
Yeah, we're making toys.
They're like, can we just, no.
No. We
Hey, you
don't
got some
care.
Squaludes back there.
Droppo, we're here.
He's hiding, Santa.
Oh,
Whoa, what
playing
happened
hide and seek, eh? All right, Droppo. Here we come, ready or not.
Santa, you were the biggest fucking creep.
That's funny. Oh, well, he'll turn up. Let's get started.
Wow, it was a fucking clap right there.
Hey, oh, ready?
Let's get started.
Let's go.
What is that console?
One
Does that
teddy
make the
bear
toys?
and one doll.
One teddy bear and one doll.
Oh, okay, so the Martian children, they send those letters, and the fucking, the little girl has to read. These kids are being, like, slave, like, this is slavery.
But they love Santa.
I can't
They do
understand
love
it.
Santa
Well,
Claus.
let's try it
Because if
again.
they don't love
What's
him,
next,
then you
Betty?
will love them.
One baseball bat.
A kiss at toys, the price for
Baseball, tennis. Why, this'll never
I love all
do.
that's a
The
tennis
machine
racket.
isn't working right.
It's like,
Oh,
Maria
dear,
Sharapova
what
baseball
will
a
break
It's like-
that thing with
It's a
one.
baseball.
Well, I like that
toy.
it's like essentially a
toy
badminton
train.
racket.
Well, all right.
It's a baseball. The toys are getting mixed up.
Oh, are they?
You see, the teddy bear had doll clothes on, the doll had teddy bear stuff.
Why, this
I need a
doesn't make sense.
signed picture, an 8x10 picture of Maria
This never
Sharapova.
happened when we made toys by hand.
Santa loves Maria Sharapova.
Something very strange is
Maria, come over here and
happening
give Santa a
here.
kiss.
Boomer,
Come over here
I
and
think you
give,
better
give
call
Santa
Hey, what's
a
going on
kiss.
here? I'll listen.
Father. Father, this is Beaumont.
Yes, Beaumont?
Father, we're in the toy shop. Droppo isn't here. And there's something wrong with the toy machine, too.
I'll be right over.
It's time to go. Sim, wake up.
I still think you're making a mistake. It's too dangerous walking right into the enemy camp.
Kimar or his men wouldn't dare lay a finger on us. Not while we're keeping Santa Claus a hostage. Now, if we're not back in 3 hours, you know what
I just
to
don't
do.
get what this guy's motivation
All right,
is.
Sim.
I mean, neither do I. He's like, he's
Oh,
just
the
trying to
nuclear
fuck with
curtain.
things for the sake of fucking with things.
That kind of bothers me. I hate when there's no motivation for characters doing stuff. Like, even if it's stupid. I guess technically his motivation is
I
the
mean-
kids are fine the way they are.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to retain. It's like Americans. He's just trying to retain his culture.
Tradition.
Just a word of
He
warning.
doesn't like these immigrants
If you got
coming
any
into his
big
fucking
ideas,
land.
forget
I love
it.
those pictures where it's
You
like
walk
the
from that
Native
nuclear
American chief, and
curtain,
it's like,
you'll be
huh,
disintegrated
immigrants
like
coming to your land and fucking things up. That must suck.
Yeah. No, I hate you. America.
Sabotage.
America, fuck yeah.
Somebody
Going
switched
to
all the
save
wiring.
the motherfucking day, yeah.
Droppo's gone, your suit is missing, and now this machine's been sabotaged. Put them all together, it spells Voldar.
He was
I
here.
really wish.
This is the
And
fucking
he
Beastie
thought
Boys.
I really
Droppo
wish
was
that
me.
Tool by Schism.
He's got
played
Droppo.
Schism by Tool played.
And I'm going to find him.
This movie.
Shadow is
This would
on,
actually, you could
Shadow
probably
is
cut
on.
a sick fucking music video with like just footage from this movie, like taken out of context.
You're under arrest,
Fucking put it to Schism. That would be sick.
Shadow weighs a ton, Shadow weighs a
Stop playing
ton,
with toys.
Shadow weighs a
Put it away,
friggin' ton.
Kima.
Your shadow.
We have a weapon that's much more
We have a
potent
thing
than
that we've been
As you
doing
may know,
forever.
we are
Wrapping
holding
up
Santa Claus
to
a
an album,
hostage.
potentially.
One
We might
false
release
move,
an album
and
where
your
we
little
have this thing where we
man
find
will be
songs.
destroyed.
Then we find like one particular lyric.
All right,
and
what do
then
you want,
Once
Voldar?
that lyric
These
kicks
are
in,
our
you just
terms.
keep repeating that lyric to the tune of the song.
First, destroy the toy
We think
machine.
it's pretty funny.
Second, we will
The other one
release
is
Santa
a-
Claus if
a
you promise to send him
favorite
and the
of
Earthlings back
Francois'.
to their planet. Third, no
Like
more
I'm actually on
joy
this guy's
to
side
toys
now because he just
nonsense
wants to
on
send Santa and the
Mars.
kids back to the planet.
Well,
Like he doesn't want to kill them. Well, he did want to kill them, but I mean,
You
like
win.
now he's totally compromising. Like I want Santa and the kids to go back to the planet because these aliens fucking kidnap them
Are you
and like
sure
they
you
think it's
have
fine,
Santa
and
Claus?
Santa and the kids
You
don't
know
care.
we
I don't
I
understand.
feel like he's just lying
mean
so he
you
can get them
had
on
it.
their own and kill them.
Well, maybe.
He's tried to
but I
kill them,
mean,
like, he tried to kill the kids, now he's trying to kill Santa, he tried to kill Santa and the kids.
I don't like that Santa and the kids aren't more upset by the fact that they've been kidnapped.
Like
by
they're like,
Martians.
let's make alien toys.
It's like they're so happy about it. It's like
It's not even
you're
alien
not going to
toys.
see your parents again. Like what's going on?
This is Rigna, Kima. Argo and Lomas are
Their parents probably beat them and they're probably happy.
I've
to
got
be
Voldar.
I guess
and
being a kid in the
Stobo.
'60s,
When
like
your dad
you
gets
didn't
in the
like
store
it.
room
of the
every
toy shop.
night.
Rigna, you come here and take them
And
all.
your
Like
mother-
no kid
and-
really
I want
liked their
Hargo and
parents. in the
Lomas to look
60s.
for a man
And when your
named
mother
Shem.
like burnt dinner,
Tell
your
them to
dad
search
just
the
went to
caves
fucking
along the
town.
transverse
And
canal.
they had corded phones back then. I'll
All
tell
right,
you
He had
that.
a quart of whiskey.
In there.
Every night he'd come home and he'd drink a quart of whiskey.
Just like a full quart. Like every night when a man got home,
All right, you might as well
he got
relax.
into his tie and then
You're gonna
just
be
get
here for a while.
fucking
Sit down.
railroaded. Like absolutely fucking hoover fucked. Piss pile just right fucking slammed down. This guy's not Santa. Like they don't know that though.
They must know it.
These Martians are very interesting.
No, the one like mustache doesn't know. He's reversing the bulbs.
Maybe they're all blind.
He's reverse polarizing.
Maybe they see through echolocation.
It's almost done.
Thank God.
We've been recording the audio this whole time.
Yeah.
One straight shot.
Straight shot to the bottom of my heart.
Can't you say anything else
never
but
thought
ho,
I'll
ho,
be very
ho?
upset if it cuts out in like the last 5 minutes.
I never thought it
If
could.
you're thinking of
Straight
leaving,
shot.
Santa,
Never thought
let me
it could.
remind you, once you hit that nuclear curtain, there won't even be a whisker left.
Who's the villain in this picture?
Like, I don't know if the protagonist
No
or
one and
antagonist
everyone.
is.
Like, I don't really like Santa because he's a fucking idiot. He molests children. There's a guy with a mustache who tried to kill the kids, which I don't like. I'm on the
But those
kids'
are,
side. Like
those
I
are
like
just
the
light
kids.
bulbs.
You're gonna stand
See
trial
that?
before the
Those
council.
things like the
I don't think
dials
you'll
on
be
the
causing
machine
any
are
more
just light
trouble.
bulbs that he was screwing and unscrewing.
Is that looks like a scheme, but besides like the thickness is so.
So mustache knocked the guy out. I
So,
think the
like,
guy that got
Mustache
knocked out
was
is the
the-
leader.
So like
I
Mustache
think
was
that
like
should do it, Billy
was
boy.
the antagonist.
Close the
Now
door,
he's
Charlie.
kind of the protagonist, trying to help
Now,
Santa
Like
and
I,
the kids get
When you
back.
get
say, I really wish that Santa was
And you'll
more
find it
actively.
in the
Like, are those
storeroom.
caution
Sure,
controls or
Santa.
is this the caution controls?
Good
Like
boy.
the
Okay.
caution
Yeah.
controls. Because there's no pause there. It's not like caution
It's
and then
time
it's one
I'll
of
take
those
care of
controls.
Santa Claus.
It's like
What's the caution?
caution controls. So you control the caution.
Yeah, that's how you control caution.
Santa! Santa!
Like immediately
Bob
starts
and another
painting.
man are in the
Get that
storeroom
fucking
and they're
paintbrush.
coming to get you.
Oh,
The
they
Martians
are they?
Do you?
Yeah.
I wonder if Martians
Well,
developed
maybe
paintbrush
they'd like to
technology.
have some
I love
fun
that
in
in
our
fucking Hitchhiker's
Why don't you have
toys,
a beer with
and
me,
we'll
Jimmy?
see that
Hitchhiker's
they
Guide to the
do.
Galaxy, there's
Won't
the
we,
one
kids?
alien species that invents the aerosol spray can before they invented the wheel.
All the ones who believe in
Yeah, it's
the
like-
nose.
Yeah, it's like you see all these like bikes with square wheels, and then it's like this one guy has like
Oh,
all
we
these
meet
aerosol
again,
deodorant
eh?
cans. and
I
he's
don't know
spraying
how you
himself.
escaped Shim, but you won't escape me. You're through.
Voldar, why don't you, relax?
You're going to relax.
That looks very much like our blaster. Doesn't that look like our blaster?
Kind of.
It does a lot.
What is going on? They're attacking me with toys.
The kids like throwing golf balls like literally hitting them.
If these aliens, I think they might actually be the same ones that are from Signs. And like fucking, they just, if they had some water, that thing would be fun.
Oh, they put some boner like right through his head.
No, it's like this just gets progressively darker. It's like they hit him with those things, but then it's like you see they start having a baseball bat from nails through it, and they start like really hitting him, and they start like
then all of a sudden,
arms and just like tearing it.
I just had some right in the back and just like blood sprays. That's one of the most gruesome ways you could have died back, like way back before guns. Just an arrow to the neck. Just a mess. If you hit you in the right spot in the neck. It's like this just kind of makes your jugular. Survive.
Scratch, and you're like, oh, you're fucked. It's true.
The common cold is like.
Look, you're not here. Hey, you're in there. Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm not here. I'm in there. Wait a minute. I'm gonna see who Boldar's fighting in there.
Like he's just like the Santa hat's just hanging off the side.
I like how this
are clearly visible.
Santa Claus conquers the Martians.
Oh, boy, Chief. I'm glad to see you.
All right, inside, Stovall.
That's the thing, it's like
All right, kids, you can stop now.
The beginning seemed promising. It was like structure.
I said ceasefire.
It was wrapping up, but it's like
just deteriorated rapidly.
I feel like movies in this era, it's like they got like half of their shooting like Jesus Christ stingers on.
All right, Rigna, take them away. They've had a rough day.
I think everyone was like very, very, very high on that. Like some of the shots they do, like it's just like how could you do that and not super
Merry Christmas!
You don't need me.
I'm so confused.
You got a wonderful Santa Claus.
Yes, I like
of
this.
your own.
Santa Claus is making him Santa Claus with Mars. Yeah, look at that.
That's it. Finn.
Goodbye, Billy.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Betty, dear.
This is awful.
You take care of yourself.
I like the polar bear.
Bye.
I want to see this chick's
I've got
tits.
something for you, Billy.
But man, can you imagine her bush? Oh,
Goodbye.
shit.
Yeah, this is before the fucking like 2010.
We're going to miss you.
Kids bush.
Do you think we'll ever meet again?
It's like before 6.5 months ago, whatever.
Thank you,
Like, I don't mind a little bit, but
to the
like,
children
like
of
a
Mars.
60s
And the
bush, like a
Christmas
medieval
spirit
bush is
to
too
all of
much.
us.
Yes, absolutely.
Son,
Well, when it's
from
like
the
down
bottom
the
of my
thighs,
heart,
like here,
Up to the navel.
yeah, it's like
And
this
you're
whole sort of area.
the
is
very
just kind of
best
a
of
hair.
everything.
Just a
Ho,
mess.
ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
I wanted ho Larry Christmas.
Oh, yes! No fellas, look, kids, no fellas!
Like Santa's not that obese. In this fucking
No feller?
picture.
Look at his old belly, he says.
Now, if
They go
we
like start trying to
hurry,
poke Santa.
we can get back in time for Christmas Eve.
Yay!
Shall we get going?
Santa, you've been not doing
Just his finger.
work.
Shall we get going?
The kids. No. Take us back to your parents. He's like, you will never see your parents again.
You're my little toys now.
I'm your dad now. You can call me Father Christmas.
So he conquered the Martians.
Apparently.
With what he gave them
There's
Christmas.
his ship.
Yeah, they gave Santa a rocket
I love what
ship.
we got awesome footage before, and now we get like clearly this model.
Ooh, look at that. They're using parallax, so that's pretty impressive. Like the Earth in relation to Mars, there's a bunch of stars. And
Merry Christmas! I love the translucent, transparent, rather Santa Claus. The star background. Merry Christmas! Are you guys? Sorry.
It was interesting. I wonder who the last person to watch this film before us was.
Did you know that
Actually, I read some of the comments on the YouTube channel. It's like some people are like, "Oh, I love this movie." So
this Christmas will be the first year that Christmas has had a full moon on Christmas Day for more than a few decades.
actually, I was reading about that. It's since 1970. When did the first Star Wars come out?
Yeah, the year of the first.
It's
Star Wars
since
came out.
So it's like
That's cool.
yeah.
Well, what do we think? Final conclusion?
Rating out of 5. Not in relation to obviously like every other.
I'm going to
film.
give it 2 stinky fingers out of 5.
I'd give it 8 Santas out of 12 Rudolphs.
I give it a 7.9 out of something.
Santa Claus. Hey, there's sing along. It's a Claus.
You
Ready for
for
Santa
Claus.
Claus. Santa Claus. There's no way to know if you're in tune with it.
Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in. We will conclude with episode 12.
The big reveal.
Podcast of Christmas Big Reveal. We still haven't actually found it, so that might take a while.
Thank you for joining us in watching the fantastic picture. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Bye.
Ho, ho, ho. Bye.